Hi, Ray Moran with the V20, which is the global valuations efforts to align itself with the annual G20 finance meetings, which will be held this year in Brazil. And we're excited to have with us to talk about that Tercio Queiroz, who's with the host organization IBAPE, the large engineering and valuation organization in Brazil. Tercio, welcome. We're excited to have you. Can you tell us more about IBAPE?
Hi, Ray. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you. It's always a pleasure to talk with you. Currently, IBAPE, Brazilian Institute of Valuation Engineering Expertise, is the largest, the most important valuation institute in Brazil. To talk about IBAPE, IBAPE was founded in 1957. Is the national federative entity of a technical nature with a notable institutional history built through pioneering action closely linked to develop of activists of engineer and architecture professional working in the field of construction, works and expertise. From elaboration of the first Brazilian standard for urban property valuation to the holding of numerous old events, with emphasis on several Brazilian Congress on valuation and expertise engineer. Since IBAPE has been the forefront for all the main activities in dissemination of technical knowledge, training, and improvement of professional category that is gaining important every day in Brazilian society. We are made up of thousands of engineers and architects from 25 statewide institutes affiliated with the national entities, the professional segment represented by IBAPE, which originally located in state courts. Its main focus of the activity with this determining contribution, but also nowadays the market and real estate and finance and the corporate equity, investments, and arbitration in several other segments of the economy. About the international level, I have to say, IBAPE maintains affiliation with the UPAV. It's a Pan-American Union of Evaluation Association, and the IVSC, International Valuation Standard Council. And through these bodies, has participated in the most important action for consolidation on continental and global levels of concepts of procedure which should regulate the preparation and evaluation work.
Thank you, Tercio. We're, of course, very excited to once again coordinate with the International Valuation Standards Council and their great support, but also very excited that UPAV will join us. UPAV, Union Pan-American Valuers, is very important to the region. Tercio, can you talk more about UPAV, please?
Yeah, sure, Ray. The Pan-American Union of Valuation Association, UPAV, is an international, no-profit organization that brings together organizations of appraisers from the American continent and the Iberian Peninsula. The origin of UPAV dates back to 1949 in Peru. And that was the first appraisal convention. Since that delegations from 15 countries agreeing to creation of PAP. And a central secretary will be called the Permanent Valuation Office. And now iiBV works the professionalization of activity within a framework of high ethical and scientific principles, excellence, and permanent improvement, as well as the strengthening of its member association to the face of these interests, sure, and those of professions, and encourage the exchange between appraisers in their area of influence. This work has been implemented through teaching activities, dissemination of international normatives, and especially a professional integration that takes place annually through the Pan American Valuation Congress that this year will be in Chile country. That's all. iiBV is the most important institution relating of the practice of valuation, representing 19 associations from 18 countries in America and include Europe.
We're very excited that iiBV will join us. Thank you for that. Tercio, this year's V20 has 6 main topics, from international valuation standards to international cost of capital and country risk, training and designations for valuers, mass appraisals for tax purposes, ESG, and artificial intelligence and big data, which we're quite excited about, but very importantly, talking about the Brazilian standards and international evaluation standards. Can you discuss those?
Yeah, sure, Ray. Let's talk about IVS is a set of international standard developed by IVSC to guide standardized evaluations practice around the world. These standards are recognized globally and provide guidelines for valuation professionals and a variety of areas, including real estate, business, financial, assets, and intangibles. IVS established minimum principles and requirements of values must follow when carrying out evaluation, including defining objective evaluation, analyzing the relevant market, selecting, applying appropriate valuation methods. In Brazil, essence standards are mainly governed by technical standards established by IBAPE and ABNT. This standard include guidelines of procedure for valuations of different types of assets, such as real estate, company, financial assets, and intangible also. Although Brazilian asset standard may be based in a similar principle of IVS, it's important to recognize that made some difference in the terms, technology, practice, and the specific requirement to the different economic, legal, and culture reality of the country.
Tercio, thank you for that wonderful discussion. We're excited to have all of the great speakers and panelists coming to V20, but are there any final thoughts or comments you'd like to leave the audience with about V20 Brazil?
Sure. Let's talk about V20. Valuation training, which will take place in Brazil this year, promised to be a meeting of a great relevance for assets and company valuation sector, which will bring together the most important valuations entity in the world and representatives of G20 member countries. Some aspects that worth highlight here: international valuation standard that we'll discuss of the harmonization of valuation standard among G20 countries. aiming at standardization and improving and transparency in the global market. Innovation and technologies. We debate on the impact of new technologies such as artificial intelligence and big data on the evaluation process. The other main point is sustainability and ESG, integration of environment, social, and governance criteria in the assets practice. Presence of the renowned evaluation expert who will share their experience and best practice. Lectures and leaders of important international valuation entities, such as the IVSC and Appraisal Institute. Network also will be a great point. Space for networking between sector professionals, promoting exchange knowledge and creation of strategic partnerships. Section dedicated to bilateral meeting between representatives of G20 countries, facilitating international cooperation. V20 will be a crucial event for the development of modernization of asset and company valuation practice in the global stage. The presence of important international entity and representative of G20 countries will provide a rich environment for in-depth discussion and exchange knowledge and establish of a global standard. For participants, will be a unique opportunity to update themselves or contact networks and contribute to the advanced and evaluation sector.
I'm very excited about this year's V20, the chance for discussions on all of these great topics, and just as important, as you mentioned, the networking that will come as well. Tercio, thank you so much for your time and your comments to get this year's started interviews underway. We appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ray. And I expect you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.